All right. Good morning. So this morning, I have a story for us. And to help me tell this story, I have this sheet of paper. So in our story today, there's a person who has lived their whole life and they acquired a whole lot of things, and they just haven't figured out what the meaning of life is. And so they want to figure it out. And so they decide that they're going to sail around the world. And so they get on a boat and they start sailing around the world. So we have our sailboat here. And so they're sailing around the world on their sailboat, and they meet a lot of really cool people. And they learn a lot of really cool things about the world. But they still don't feel like they figured out what their purpose in life is. And so they decide that maybe it's time for them to settle down in a nice big house. So they build this nice huge house to live in with all of the comforts of life. So they have this house, this huge mansion, and they live there for a while, and they think maybe all of the things that I want will make me happy and will make me feel like my life has value. And so they gather all these things up in their house, but over time, they realize that, having all of this stuff isn't really making me happy and isn't really giving me what I'm looking for in life. And so they then decide that maybe I'll fly around the world. I heard that there's some wise people, and I'm going to go visit them all. So then they go from having their house they go travel around the world in what? Any ideas what this is going to be?
An airplane.
Yeah, in an airplane. And so they fly around the world in their airplane, and they meet some amazing people and talk about some amazing things with others. And they learn that, doing all of this stuff and having all this stuff isn't what's making me happy. But they heard from some of these wise people that they met that there is this story about this guy named Jesus who teaches us that everything that we have is from God. And so he starts reading this really special book. Any ideas what that book might be? The gospel stories. Yeah, the Bible. Good work. And so he starts reading the Bible, and he realizes that maybe he needs to give away his stuff. So he takes his stuff and he gives it away to the poor and the needy, and he starts to see that God was everywhere that he went in his life. And he learned that Jesus is the reason that we are alive and that we can share the love of God with everyone that we meet. And so our story today is very similar to what we kind of hear in our gospel story, where Jesus tells us that what is God's, we need to give back to God. And so what we learn is that everything that we have, all of our stuff, is a gift to us from God. And one of our spiritual faith practices is that of giving. And so today we're reminded that God gave us the best gift we're ever going to receive, and that is Jesus, who died on the cross for us and who Jesus gave his life for us so that we can then give what we have to other people, including loving our neighbors just like we love ourselves. And all of the things that we have are also, first and foremost, God's. And that's our good news today. So with that, I'd love for you to repeat after me in prayer. Invite the congregation to join as well. Dear God, thank you for Jesus. And for these wonderful stories. That teach us about the meaning of life. Please help us remember that everything we have is a gift that you gave us. And that we can give that gift to others as well. We love you. Amen. All right. Thanks for coming up, everybody.